Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The moment the shocking DNA results landed in Bill Spencer's hands, the atmosphere in the Spencer mansion shifted into something that words alone could hardly capture. For this was not just a typical afternoon in Los Angeles filled with glamour, business talks, and whispered secrets. It was the unraveling of a paternity scandal that threatened to rip apart one of the most powerful families on The Bold and the Beautiful. And as Bill tore open the sealed envelope with a trembling hand that belied his outward confidence, everyone around him seemed to hold their breath in unison, waiting to hear whether Will Spencer, his youngest son, would be tied forever to the fate of Luna, not so as unexpected baby, or whether the truth would rewrite everything they thought they knew about the tangled connections between the Forresters, Spencers, Buckinghams, and Logans. The moment Bill's icy blue eyes scanned the report, his lips curled into the kind of smirk that only he could manage, a mixture of satisfaction, relief, and vindication. And with a booming laugh that startled Katie, Liam, Wyatt, and even Steffi, who had been drawn into the room by curiosity, Bill declared, "Well, thank God for science, because this test proves it beyond any doubt. Will is not the father of Luna's baby." Liam, still weak from his own recent medical ordeals, leaned heavily against the mantel as his mind raced, torn between relief for his younger brother and suspicion about what this revelation would unleash, because Luna's baby had already become the center of swirling rumors and dangerous accusations. The fact that Bill was smiling meant one thing, that in his mind the Spencer legacy had been spared from scandal. But in the hearts of everyone else, a deeper unease was brewing. For a fool wasn't Luna herself, standing just outside the doorway with tears brimming in her eyes, had heard every word. And as her sobs finally broke free, she stepped into the room and begged for understanding, explaining in a trembling voice that she never meant for things to spiral out of control, that she had been manipulated, pressured, and cornered into silence, that she had thought keeping quiet would protect everyone, but instead it had only deepened the pain. And while Bill folded his arms smugly across his chest, declaring that his son was off the hook and free to live his life without being chained to someone else's mess, Katie rounded on him furiously, accusing him of being heartless, of gloating when their son's name had been dragged through the mud, of failing to see that Will's emotional scars from this accusation would linger long after the truth had set him free. And even Liam found himself siding with Katie, pointing out that the family's obsession with DNA, legacy, and appearances was destroying lives, that Luna's tears weren't just for herself but for a child who now faced growing up in a world where its paternity was a weapon in a never-ending battle for power and pride. But Bill, undeterred, raised his glass of scotch in a toast to his so-called victory, insisting that what mattered most was that his son had been vindicated, that the Spencer name remained untarnished, that Luna's secrets were finally spilling into the And yet, even as he spoke, his gaze flicked toward Liam with a knowing intensity, because deep down Bill suspected that his eldest son might have more ties to Luna's baby than anyone dared to admit. And though he said nothing aloud in that moment, the implication hung in the air like smoke. If Will wasn't the father, then perhaps the baby's true parentage lay even closer to home. And with that realization simmering beneath the surface, the Spencer family found itself teetering on the edge of yet another war, one that would test loyalties, destroy trust, and force Luna to reveal the name she had been so desperate to protect. While Bill, drunk on relief and confidence, failed to see that the storm was only beginning. For in Los Angeles, no secret stayed buried forever, and the truth about Luna's baby was far from finished unraveling. And as the night stretched on with arguments echoing through the halls, accusations hurled like daggers and tears staining cheeks, the Spencer family realized that though had been cleared, the victory came at a Devastating cost. The foundation of their family bonds shaken. Luna's future. Uncertain in a baby caught in the crossfire of legacy, lies, and love. But the night did not end with Bill's triumphant toast, because in the hours that followed, the Spencer mansion transformed into an emotional battleground where relief, fury, suspicion, and heartbreak all collided beneath the same roof. And though Bill poured himself another glass of scotch, savoring his victory like a man who had just won the most important